Welcome again to another edition of, was I too loud? Was that a thing? You know, she tells me, okay, say 1 to 10. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when the show starts, I'm like, yeah. What was it? I'm a lion.
I'm a lion. I'm a lemon.
How you doing, man?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Entrepreneurs at Fuego is so proud to have today Robert Reed.
Yes.
And you are an entrepreneur, a media king, social media king, yes?
I'm in the royalty family. I don't know about king yet because I'm trying to get the king status.
I heard you about an hour ago said I am a king.
I did say I'm a king.
Did that? You see
right.
that? Hey,
okay,
look at
so my fault. I am a king. I just don't know about social media king, but I am a social media aficionado. How about that?
There you go.
But
you're more than that because you have a great company. What's the name of your company? What you do? Tell us a little bit about it.
So the name of my company is IDEATE Vision, and we're a full-service online marketing agency, and we focus on social media marketing and management. What makes us different, Francisco, is the fact that I know what it was like 5 years ago when I started my business to do everything on my own, from the content production to the posting to the connection to the likes, comment, and sharing. Well, what I did is I created a staff where each individual person is responsible for one platform in social media.
Clever. Okay.
Which allows them to be operating at the most highest efficiency and on the cutting edge of really what is the key programs out there that would make social media really beneficial for the companies that we manage.
Okay, so 5 years ago you started this company.
Yeah.
And 5 years is such an eternity.
Yes.
You know, I mean, because social media and technology has changed so much that for you, I imagine, is a challenge to keep up with those changes in technology.
Yes.
And if for somebody like you, who is in that business, is a challenge to keep up with that, imagine how hard it is for us entrepreneurs who have no idea how to do that.
Right.
A couple of things. How do you keep new? How do you keep fresh with the technological? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Changes. I gotta say that. Technological.
There you go.
I'm a lion.
Yeah.
I'm a lemon. Lion. I'm a
Ow now, brown
I'm
cow.
now. How do you keep up with the technological changes, and how do you apply that with your clients? I mean, because it's got to be difficult, right? I mean, you have a team that specializes in a certain thing, but now Periscope comes in around. Do you integrate them into that? What is your process? What do you do?
No, so that's great. So remember we were talking about how, as entrepreneurs, our tendency is to try to do everything instead of really focusing on what you're good at and getting that system down and then being able to add more things. I think Periscope's great, Blab is great. Would love to be moving towards things like that. But right now, what we've just done is perfected a system. So me on my personal end, I am not ahead of all the technology, but my staff is, because they have time. There's someone designated to be able to do the research to make sure that IDEATE Vision is on the cutting edge of social media and what techniques and things that are out there that we could use to help our clients. But the whole thing, like you're talking about 5 years starting my business ago, you know, starting where I started from in the scope of, we had an online sports radio show, a friend of mine.
Cool.
It's called Atypical Sports Show, and we went to University of Arizona together, go Cats, and we talked about things that were just what everyone talked about, but we did it in our own atypical way. So we would get a lot of our listeners through Facebook and Twitter, and we'd ask them a question, they'd say they want to talk about that, and we'd talk about that online. And it wasn't enough to get sponsorship, so what I did at that time was just basically I had to figure something else out in San Francisco. Me and my wife separated at that time. I had to move my parents' mobile home. I'm living in the mobile home, 37 years old, like, okay, what am I going to do right now? So all that I knew was, man, I created a one-page document that I said I'll do some Facebook updates. And so I rode the bus around 26 days, got my first client on Ray and Rule, Avalon Cleaners, and it just said that I would do Facebook posts for him. From then, it just grew to creating a structure and a system that really is founded in the same thing that we're doing on the networking, same thing you do for the Office Pile, which is building relationships, providing value for the people you want to connect to, and hopefully that they share, use you, and then basically share what you have to offer. So we just created a structure and a process using social media to execute that strategy. So fast forward today where we're at, meeting with the client, the most important thing the client really wants is more people to see what they have to offer, and for them people to be able to share what they have to offer and then push them to a place of purchase. So that's really where it's at.
Pushing people to a point of purchase. And I think that's the key
Yes.
phrase right there. Because for some reason, man, I mean, I looked at LinkedIn and other networking events, and when I go to these different events, every other business card that I get from people is, oh, I'm a multimedia marketing company. I'm going to get you on the first page of Google.
Right.
Every other business card that I get. So how are all these people being specialized and presumably a masters of that particular media field? How is that developed? Is it because we're moving toward that type of marketing because it's really relatively inexpensive to do, to post something? Or is there something that you and your company know that makes you different from the other ones?
Yeah.
What is it? Aside from having a specific person assigned to each media.
Well, I think, that's really the core of it, though. Like, I go back to specific people because what that problem is solving is, we only got, how much time do we have in a day? Think about the people who say, all right, I'm a marketing guru.
Sure.
I have 8 hours or 10 hours in a day. 4 of the hours might be you got to follow up from yesterday. So really, how much time realistically do you have to really be really good at one thing? Now, if you're good at a lot of things, I would venture to say there's somebody else who's better than you at one aspect of that if they're doing that one thing by themselves.
Correct.
So how do we separate us from other companies is the fact that we focus on doing one thing. And like we were talking about before the even camera came on, I'd like to share with entrepreneurs and marketers out there is how do you just get one thing and focus on that? Because we've grown up in this generation to where multitasking, we got to do everything. We got to do this. And we find that you're never really effective unless you break everything down to something very simple and accomplish that. Because what gets entrepreneurs stressed out more than anything is knowing there's things that they should be doing that they don't have time to do. So, and if you're messed up, if your mind is stressed out and you're an entrepreneur, are you going to get business, Francisco? Are you going to be successful? Because in your mind, you're worried, you're concerned about these things, and people feel that energy when you're talking to them about business. So wouldn't our number one goal be to how do we clear our minds? How do we clear our minds? Well, one way to clear your mind is to break down very simply what you're going to do that day and feel the accomplishment of finishing that task.
And that is a very wise advice. And not many of us take that advice or live by that mantra, but it's very simple. You also have an organization called Centersphere that tell us a little bit more about it, because I am full disclosure, man. I am a member of Centersphere, and it worked for me. And I will tell my testimony here in 3 seconds, but tell us a little bit about what Centersphere does.
Okay, so Centersphere is a networking group, for lack of a better term, that started in the Midwest. We have over 53 chapters in the Midwest. Brett and Jessica Boyer came out here about 1.5 years ago in Arizona and really saw an opportunity for them to build that same structure here. Networking group has a connotation, right? Networking group has much. We meet and stuff, we talk about, we have hand referrals, and we pass them to you, people give us business. But what's different about this networking group is the fact that we focus on building authentic relationships. Not only do we focus, but our meetings that are an hour have activities based in there that support that. There's other networking groups that do it differently, and they're very successful. But the thing to me is, if money was all people wanted, then certain networking groups would have everybody. But it's not just money. They want value when they leave there, something that makes a difference for their business that they can implement immediately. So for me, in my world, I'm the regional director of Centersphere out here, so my responsibility is to build these chapters, coach and empower presidents to build their chapters to make sure that they're focusing on building authentic relationships and educating the people that come in there that they're going to leave with something that's going to make a difference for their company or their business.
It's an amazing thing, and Centersphere meets with a power breakfast every Monday morning here at the office pile, 8:30 in the morning. People should come in and check it out, because I am a testimony, and I'm going to tell my testimony right now. And I went to that Centersphere thing, a meeting, and I didn't know what to expect. And I followed all the instructions. It was very simple. I mean, nothing really, a head breaker or anything like
right.
that. But it was, all right, if you do this on LinkedIn, you're going to be successful and more people are going to follow. I doubled up in about 3 months. I went from 3,000 followers on LinkedIn, I went to 6,000 followers. Just by, and this is true, I mean, you can check out my LinkedIn profile. I got over 6,300 followers right now, but I did the things that this educational group told me to do, and I executed.
Right.
And so there is an incredible value for Centersphere, and I wish more people knew about it, and I think that that's probably part of our quest to make sure that people know about it and attend this thing, because you're looking for leaders.
Yeah.
And leaders attend this place.
And leaders, to me, just like we're talking about events, and we want to be able to, my goal is to selfishly surround myself with people who are empowered and leaders. Because what does that do for me? Selfishly, it helps me be empowered as a leader.
Sure.
So my circle around me is very important. So when I look at adding people or wanting people to join Centersphere, I do want individual business owners, but I want to provide that opportunity for leaders too, to be able to be leaders in their group. To be able to imagine, as an entrepreneur, if you have 10, 15 business owners that you provided value to by giving them a space to be able to network, connect, learn something about their business, grow their business, and you're the one who brought them together, that actually positions you as a leader amongst all of them. So that's the way I really want to look at it, is really developing leaders in our industry, developing leaders out there in all of these cultures and all of these races that our people are not necessarily connected, but developing leaders to connect people. And that's really where I get empowered, and that's why Centersphere is a great avenue.
It is an amazing avenue, and I can tell you from my own experience, I have attended numerous networking events, numerous breakfasts, numerous hours of entrepreneurs that meet together, meetups, et cetera, where you just go around the room, and at the end of the hour and a half, you're like,
Peace.
what
what
happened? Okay, goodbye.
Right.
It was just another
Right.
excuse to maybe have breakfast,
Right.
maybe a bite to eat or something like that.
Right.
And I didn't learn squat.
Right.
But here, it is actually, by the way, through the leadership of Taylor Luke.
Yes.
This is something where you will, at the end of this session, 1 hour, whatever it is, you will have something of value that you will benefit that day, that moment.
Right.
And that is really what's very empowering.
It's so empowering, and
It's very good.
we have a couple
Very good
other
stuff.
chapters that are in Chandler too, that meet in Chandler, Alma School and Warren at Tally Blue Coffee, and one that meets on Elliott and I-10, and that's the same. It's almost like if it isn't broke, don't fix it. We already know that people, it's the number one thing when they meet somebody, what are they doing? They're searching for that commonality, right?
Sure,
They're saying,
sure.
where are you from? What do you do? How many kids do you have, right? Oh, I got 3 kids too. All right, we're friends. We're good. Okay, we're good. Oh, you're from Seattle? So am I. I love the Seahawks. Okay.
We're best friends.
We're best friends now, right? So that's what everybody does when they really meet each other, right? So because the closer they do that, because they want to find if they can really trust you. They're trying to find that bridge to where, oh gosh, we have enough in common. I see enough of this person that I can pass them business and really feel comfortable about it. So we have a structure on Centersphere that fosters that. We have activities and things that foster that connection that people feel, which will lead to you getting better information and quality leads and referrals, because it comes down to really wanting more business for yourself, but learning that also.
What I hear today from you, and I think that what I'm taking from our conversation today, is that for anybody that is listening right now, Robert Reed is saying, or is viewing this and is listening to this, is look, focus and execute on that particular task. Don't try to take a million tasks and just try to do them, but just focus on one and get it done.
Right.
Get it done.
Right.
And then move on to the next task.
Because you're going to be empowered. So when you get one, it's just like, it could be the smallest thing that you've had. How many of you had something on your list for like 2 weeks? Right. And it's the easiest thing to do.
Right.
But when you finally do it, you're like, oh, I feel better. I want to do another one. We're just playing this simple psychological game of do one thing, build that, know yourself as someone who follows through with that one thing, and then you build from there, you know.
And by the way, did you know that there's actually a chemical that is released every time that we accomplish a task? Serotonin.
Yeah.
It's true. So it's scientifically proven that the moment that we accomplish a task, serotonin is released. We have the sense of, I've done something.
Right.
That we have achieved something.
Right.
How do you relax, man?
Oh, good question. How do I relax?
Yeah, man, because you're all wound up, man.
Well, I'm relaxing a lot more now. I'm telling you that right now. I need to relax a lot more. My body has told me something in the last week that I need to relax a lot more. How do I relax? So what I do to relax, I listen. Okay, so I listen to an entity called Abraham Hicks. And it's someone who focuses on the law of attraction. It puts me in a peaceful space. And I also do a lot. I hang out with my son, and I coach his flag football. And then how else do I relax? I eat green vegetables. It makes me really feel better, but I haven't been eating them lately, and I've been trying to improve on that. But that's really one of the things. And you know what else I relax? I relax by just doing fun stuff, man. I just like being in the scope of people, like sitting here with you and before we even started, like people might look at that like, oh gosh, he's not relaxed, but that actually relaxes me because it's like that feeling, that chemical feeling, like you said, of just, man, some in the same synergy. That's why I think I'm in the scope of really being with business owners, because what relaxes me is the energy that all business owners we have when we're together, and that there's value, there's just like that energy. That's what motivates me.
Awesome.
So I guess it's relaxed.
I thought you were going to say, oh, I go hiking, I go boating, I go
hell no.
yachting.
I don't like hiking. I don't like any physical activity where I know I'm doing physical activity. Like you have to surprise me. Like I got to play tennis or something where I don't know I'm running around, but I can't. Yeah, exactly. Bowling. Yes, I'll do bowling because it doesn't feel like I'm doing work. Golfing, it doesn't feel like I'm doing work. So like I do stuff like that, but I'm just not. I got to get more in activity. But how I relax is just really connecting.
Bowling and golfing are not sports.
They're
okay,
not sports. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Exactly. Any
athletic.
sport where you get better by drinking more is not a sport.
Golly, I wish it was.
Hey man, did you see this fly through here? I'm going to give you a nice T-shirt here for being a guest of the Office Pile. Man, it looks good on you, man. Look at it, looks good on you, man.
I was going to go with the black and white and be simple, but Cesar gave me that look, and I went with the different flavor right here. So very much proud that I get this sport.
We're going to do a lot of business. I'm very proud of what you're doing. Thank you for coming today. Centersphere rocks, and I know that you're a king of a multimedia empire.
Yes, I appreciate it. So can I get my social media shout out real quick?
It's going to cost you.
At Mad Mingler, MADDMINGLER for Facebook, and for Twitter and Instagram, and for IDEATE Vision, Twitter and Instagram, IDEATE Vision. And don't forget to add Office Pile on your Instagram too, because they got great pictures. Caesar's the man.
This is awesome, man. That's all we needed. We should have started there.
Exactly, huh?
My man.
Good to see you.
All right,
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We're out.